You've heard us refer to the campaign to support your local police many times on this broadcast and on the entire spectrum of the John Birch Society website. The United States is known for its American exceptionalism and the idea of local police beholding to the local citizens through their local government is unique to America. The situation in Canada today is an example of why we must hold on to this type of police power and not let it grow into federal and then international police power. If local corruption exists, we can handle it through several means to correct it by local citizens. If federal corruption exists in law enforcement, then we come under a dictatorship. And that is what we are witnessing in our neighbor to the north. Whether you agree with the tactics of the truckers in their protest against the COVID-19 regulations or not, it is obvious that the national government of Canada doesn't and is moving to curtail their protests from Vancouver, British Columbia, all across Canada to the capital of Ottawa. Trudeau has declared the truckers terrorists from the beginning of their protest and has now declared a national emergency under the Emergency Act, and has ordered law enforcement at all levels across Canada to enforce it. In addition, he has stated that they will move to cancel the insurance of the truckers and seize bank accounts. Also, they will regulate all cryptocurrency. They can do this because they have a hybrid system of police in Canada, where they have provincial police as well as the Royal Canadian Mounted Police, which has jurisdiction over any local police departments. If the RCMP says this is the way it is, then all police have to obey from the Pacific to the Atlantic. The Royal Canadian Mounted Police is a combined international, federal, provincial, and municipal force. They operate under one federal code, and training is all standardized. Most of the provinces contract with the RCMP for law enforcement, and RCMP officers participate in United Nations peacekeeping operations through the International Police Peacekeeping and Peace Operations Program of the UN. In other words, the police system in Canada is interwoven federally and internationally. In the United States, the highest police authority is the sheriff, and no federal authority can come in and dictate to the sheriff, who is elected by the people. The same is true of local police department if they stand up. In Canada, if Trudeau gives an order, all of the police in Canada have to obey. It is an example of the dangers of centralized policing. No police department in Canada can disobey the edicts of the Canadian government, or in this case, the Prime Minister. The police answer to the orders of a socialist to the detriment of the people. This is a socialist country which we have entered into a free trade agreement, along with a corrupt Mexico, that now controls much of the trade of our country as well as the beginning of encroachment into our banking, manufacturing, and so much more as a result of the United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, and all under the watchful eye of the United Nations. If you have not read the USMCA agreement, then you should. We will provide a direct link below. It is an eye-opener to the loss of control by American citizens over our economy by an international committee and the UN. Canada is a neighbor, and for many years a friendly one, but not in the hands of socialist leadership. The people of Canada generally are friendly, but there is a campaign by the socialists there to create animosity towards America. All we want to do is to point out herein today that what we see happening in Canada today with their police could well happen here if we do not support our local police and keep them independent. American citizens cannot allow our local police to come under any level of federal regulation, guidelines, training, financing, etc. It's a slippery slope leading to totalitarianism, especially under such leadership as a Joe Biden or his ilk. When discussing the issue with people, ask the question if they would like to see the same system of law enforcement here as they have demonstrated in Canada. It is that way because they do not have the American system of local police beholding to local citizens through their local government.